Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, out here with my church clothes on in my lab. What do I do for you? I got a nice quick lesson for you. Shouldn't take that long, but it's a good one. Let's go. Writism, 25 rules to live by. Storytelling, story with a message in the story. I give life lessons. You tune in to receive them. Hope it's working out for you. Numbers are looking good. Let's keep it going. Right thinkers mission, and that's what I'm on, even on Sunday, is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinking way of life through mental and spiritual discipline daily will help and guide you to obtain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. That's my mission, to get you to do just that. Know yourself. I got all the information I can get to you to do just that. You tune in, I got you covered. Let's go. Know thyself is the question. Rhetorical, but if you don't have the answer for yourself, tune in. I help you with that. That's what I do for you. Let's go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. I appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and believes and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them on the spiritual law clock. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers know thyself. And to my eye, be true. Right thinkers, let's talk about. I was listening to somebody have a question, so I just took it, made a lesson, hopefully answering the question. It is, what is awakening? I hear to my awakening. The awakening. Who's awakening? What's awakening? Great awakening. Okay, I should have said great awakening, but I did that lesson before, so I just took the grade off. What is awakening? It's becoming conscious, aka to know thyself, or becoming conscious of your higher self, aka God. That's the awakening. Let's talk about it. Yeah, understand this philosophically and metaphorically. We are sleeping gods and goddesses in the flesh. Like Gulliver, the story of Gulliver, he was a giant amongst men, but he didn't know who he was. So even being a giant without knowledge of self, you still can be taken over by little people conceptually. So be aware of who you are. Wake up to who you really are. We are not awake. Why? We are AKA not conscious of who? Our higher self, AKA God. A lot of us still think God is up in heaven, sitting up in the clouds and looking down and playing. That's so ignorant. God is within you as a spirit. He lives inside his creation, us, and nature. He lived there too. Okay? So understand that. When you gain self knowledge, that's waking up. Right thing philosophy gives you self knowledge so you can wake up to know yourself. That's the name of the game. Now, we have an education system that really don't educate, it indoctrinates because it follows a belief system. So they give you a whole bunch of stuff to just believe, no factual proof, or superstitious nonsense that they want you to believe. I don't ask you for belief. I ask you to use your knowledge. I want you to think, use your discernment, acquire understanding of self so you can be your best self with knowledge, not belief. Awakening is what? Is when you personally, for yourself, have that eureka moment. Eureka is what the man said when he figured it out. Eureka, I got it. Yeah, when you get it, that's the awakening. You just woke up. Eureka. Okay, understand that. My awakening, and I told the story a long time ago, came as an epiphany over 10 years ago now. God spoke to me, gave me some marching orders. I told the story a long time ago. My brother said, "You gonna tell people you talk to God?" Mm-hmm. Hey, it is what it is. So that epiphany became an epiphany for me. Why? Because it changed my life. An epiphany is a life-changing experience. When you make that connection to God, that should be your life-changing experience. Some of us miss it. Some of us don't recognize it because we're not in sync. We ain't paying attention. I got a lesson for that coming out too. But when you become enlightened, when you become God conscious, oh, you become a different person. I did. And if somebody tell you they did and they don't, they lying. Simple as that. All right, let's go. It will change you. I've seen thugs, gangster killers become preachers. Why? Because they had their God moment and they started working for God. I understand it, 100%. It's funny, but it is what it is. Okay, if you can serve that devil in earnest and yeah, serve him and benefit, that's my side. I'm on now. That's how I'm looking at it. So that's what I'm talking. I'm teaching. Waking up is what? Is becoming conscious of your higher self. I had my own one-on-one, so to speak, with God, and it was a life-changing experience. Whether you're Christian, Muslim, or Jew, if you have your mystic experience, the but God moment, then that gives you reason to what? Serve, to obey, to do the right thing. If you don't know God, you might, do what you want to do. Most people do just that. All right. If you believe in God, that's not enough to keep you from doing what the wrong thing. Most y'all Christian-based people doing the worst things going behind closed doors, and y'all feel like what? Nobody sees you, so it's okay. No, I wear the eye to signify God sees all, so you can't hide your little, freaky deaky, whatever it is you're doing, perverted nonsense that you claim not to be, but you do. We in the information age, Aquarius. Whatever was done in the dark will be brought to light. Whatever secrets you had will be exposed. No idiot. Come clean, become transparent, or you're gonna have problems. Moving on, sorry about that. Get back to the lesson. Yeah, my one-on-one was different, life-changing. Now, if you reach Nihas, aka the Great Awakening, the anointed Moksha, Tao, any spiritual enlightenment is awakening. Becoming spiritually enlightened, having knowledge of yourself is awakening. To become awakened, you have to what? Put in some good deeds, aka work, some study time. When? Daily. Over a nice little period of time. Okay, not a few weeks, not a couple of months. Let's start with years. Yeah. When I was in prison, I was in there 18 months. I got my first trip to the people for the parole, whatever it is, or I'm with the parole board. Okay, they call me up. I go up in there. They looked at my record. They said, "Nope, we see you next year." That hit like a good left hook. Knocked the hell out of me. I said, "Yo, my man, you need to do better." I went and joined every program I can get in. It worked, but yeah, they don't see you on a yearly basis. It's another little quick lesson, but yeah, certain things it takes a little time. If you want to know yourself, it ain't gonna happen overnight. Be prepared to put the time in. That's the point. Okay, let's go. You get there as quick as you can put the work in to reach that level. Everybody's different. Now, some people believe they are what? Oh wait. Why? Because they are believers in God, Christians, Muslims, or Jews. So because they're religious, they think that gives them the no. You ain't woke. No, you just indoctrinated in the concept and some dogma that you follow. Once you put the work in and you earn your blessings, now you awaken. Some of us do that without even knowing it. So if you're living right, oh, it's going to happen. So good people, when that happens, they freak out, but they understand it's the work that they're putting in. So they'll continue to do that. Watch this. When you wake up to your higher self, it's not by accident. No, like I said, if you don't know, see, I studied and I put the work in. So when it started happening, I freaked out a little bit, but I started to get, okay, I need to know what this enlightenment thing is about. I need to know this spirit. I need to understand where this thing's going. And once I figured it out, it became a way of life. Why? Because it's beneficial if you do and live be right. I look at it. All right, here you go. Let me wrap this thing up. Let's go. Now, You don't get enlightened by accident, but by hard work, okay, and good deeds. Simple as that. Moving on. Next one is, okay, here's a good one. Ignorance is what? Staying asleep. Some people want to sleep. Why? Because they're dreaming in their mind. They got so much good stuff in their mind. They rather stay asleep than bring it to reality. That's ignorance, okay? They don't know that they can wake themselves up and bring to light or bring that dream to reality. Like George told us, fantasy is reality. All you gotta do is bring it to life. Ignorance is staying what? Asleep. Not wanting to what? To be wakened. Don't want to know themselves. There's a lot of that going on. Okay. Again, leave them alone. That's all you avoid them. Simple. You ain't got to deal with that. Okay. They on their own agenda. I was ignorant most of my adult life. Yeah, I did what my ego wanted to do. I did me. Self-serving, hustling, making that money, pimping hoes and slamming Cadillac doors, and yeah. Hmm. Now I got my church clothes. I'm only pimping the church. When you are ignorant of your higher self, doing what's right is not an option for you. What? I didn't think about God. That's why when you're ignorant, you ain't thinking about none of that. You just doing what you want to do. And ignorance is what? Not knowing something. That's okay. Stupid or dumb is what? Refusing to learn something. That's the difference. You can be ignorant. I'm ignorant to a lot of stuff, but I'm far from stupid or dumb. I'm just saying. If you if you're ignorant, you can what? You can be enlightened. You can learn. You can be taught and changed and wake yourself up with knowledge and understanding by doing the right thing. If you're ignorant and you like to stay ignorant, you're not going to learn. You're not going to want to do better. You're going to just go with the flow, so to speak. Those kind of people, like I told my son, you're going to be a C student, just get by. There's a bunch of them going on. We see them on the streets begging. But if you're dumb or stupid, you will remain what? Asleep and ignorant. Simple as that. It's just a fact. You control that dynamic. Come on now. Moving on. Knowledge of self is the great awakening from what? Ignorance, aka lack of knowledge, to what? Knowledge of self. That's what right thinking philosophy does for you. Take you from being ignorant of yourself to enlightening you to yourself with knowledge and understanding that you can manifest for yourself. Let's go. I see the clock ticking. Now, knowing your sex, your age, your name, etc., is not self-knowledge. It's a gimme. Knowing spiritual truth, aka Maya, and living by them principles, that's gaining knowledge. That's how I got it. Still looking at it and still glad and proud that I remember one time I was ashamed of when I tried to compare me to that. So that's my measure. Excuse me. It ain't about man. I got a higher level that I answer to. So this stuff that y'all doing, 10 commandments, try 42. Live up to that. Moving on. Here we go. Where we at? Yeah. And knowledge is what? Gained. How? By studying. Wisdom is gained by what? Experiencing. Coming from you manifesting what you study and what you learn. You put it to use to see if it works. I've been doing it for the last 10 years. I can tell you, yeah, it worked. Why? For 20 years, I had to just study it. 10 years, I put in practice it for myself on the, I didn't bring it out until I made sure I had it together. And I'm here. I ain't going nowhere. Get used to me. Like my man say, hate it, love it. The boys on top. Okay, let's do this. When you have life experience, you know God for yourself. You become awakened to who? Yourself, which is God that's in you. Knowledge is that was you. When I learned spiritual truths over the years and became master of the Maya philosophy, semi-Tawi, she taught another, whatever you want to call it. The bottom line is practicing all those got me to know thyself. I'm just calling it right thing because I'm using my philosophical points of view and my experiences from what I know, what I experienced. That's the only difference. I haven't changed no words and none of that. I just added my little personal twist to it. That's what makes it right thinking. I didn't just make up right thinking. It's extension from something else. Okay, let's go. Like Bruce Lee, Charlotte Monk, uh, Jeet Kune Do. He created that from learning all the other stuff. He put it together and made his own. So understand it. Let's go on. When I learned, I did that one. When I woke up over 10 years ago now, I have been what? Trying to wake up every right thinker that wants to learn that I can. I'm here every day doing just that for you. So understand that. Where we at? Now I know that with knowledge of self, you are awakened to what? The ways of the world. You see things the way they're supposed to be. The veil of ignorance of self is lifted. Now you see clear while your third eye is open. Remember that? These are all kinds of lessons. They all come down to getting one thing. You knowledge yourself. So I'm gonna take a little bit of this, a little bit of that, take some of this. I got some over here too. I got a little bit of everything. That's the gumbo. I'm gonna put everything in there to make sure you get anything that you need. I got it. Let's go. Where we at? About to wrap it up? Yeah, it's about that time. All right, let me take it home now. Awakening is awakening means what? You know thyself. That's what being awoke means. If you don't know you, you ain't awake. That's right thinking philosophy goal for all my right thinkers to get you to wake up to yourself, aka know yourself. Let me wrap it up, take it home. Now, to become awakened, it means what? It means you put work in. You reach a spiritual level of enlightenment that gives you the understanding and knowledge of self. You know you and the big guy are one. That's great awakening. Right thinkers who master right thinking philosophy, and I got one and I'm looking for some more, know themselves. Yes, to be what? One with God. Once you know that, you won't. And you to be told nothing else. You know everything you need to know about you. All that knowing the circumference of the earth and the depth and all that, that's other knowledge, there's scholarly knowledge, general knowledge. But if you don't have self-knowledge mastered, you jack of all trades and you ain't mastered none. Try mastering life. That's the one that's gonna count for you. So all the other stuff ain't gonna be no good. You master yourself, that's gonna pay off for you. Trust me. Let's go. I give you daily rightism life lessons. Why? To help enlighten you how? To your higher self from my experience. To tell you I know what I'm talking about through experience. That's what gives me the right to teach. When you awake, you are what? You are really what? God conscious. And you know God now for yourself. You can still be a Christian, Muslim, Jew. You just know for yourself who God is. When you go into prayer, you know who you're praying to. My man says it best. I pray to the God of my understanding. I serve the God of my understanding. Whoever, whatever that is, if it gets you to do the things you need to do, by all means do it. Right thinking is doing what works for you, not doing what I said. No, do what works for you. Find out what works for you. I couldn't tell you what I did, and you want to practice that, fine. But you got to find your own way. It's universal. Everybody got a shot. Last one. The goal for all right thinkers is to know thyself, aka to become awakened. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. I'm out.